around like 10 liters per day. Oh my friends, you don't want to hear that anyways. No exercise, no walking, staying in bed, watching movies. Then I started getting sick. My appetite went out of the door. Next time I know, I'm this thin. And I'm like, yay! I just lost weight without trying. Now I'm like, I go to the loo when the house is smelling of, red grapes, something sweet. I'm like, oh, the house smells sweet. Now I'm like, I can't hold it in, man. I'm like, staying a bit, I need to go. I need to go to the loo. So, well, since I couldn't eat, I didn't have the appetite to eat. I used to do yogurt. My mom advised me to buy Lucozade, so I used to take Lucozade. Lucozade is made up of glucose. So you can imagine what was happening in my body. As a type 2 diabetic, you're mostly battling with resistance, with insulin resistance. Your body is producing a lot of insulin to try to cover the sugar in the system. In the process, too much of it is absorbed. Too much of it is released, and your cells become unresponsive to the insulin released. So you become what you call insulin resistant. Basically, you are type 2 diabetic. And so your body, in trying to get rid of the sugar, you feel thirsty, so you go to the loo a lot of times, and maybe other symptoms. So I was suspecting this issue of being diabetic, and so I took myself to the doctor. I said, hey, hi, I need a diabetic test. And the doctor is like, you can't be diabetic. You're not overweight. That cliche of you have to be like this fat to be like diabetic or something. Yeah, I'm too young. I was 28 at the time. So how was I? Anyway, my first blood sugar testing reading came to 17.9. The lab technician herself was shocked. She's like, no, it's impossible. Let's repeat this test again. I came to 17.9. And so she called someone else to do the test, so she can determine whether it's her machine is giving an error. The other person's reading came to 6 point something, 6.5 thereabouts. And so there I was diagnosed with diabetes. I saw the specialist in the afternoon who put me on the Micron 60 mg. I saw a nutritionist who was given advice on what to eat, what not to eat. Was told to start exercising, and all that kind of stuff. And so I took the Micron. You're supposed to take the Micron in the morning, right before breakfast, or thereabouts, in the morning. So my sugars were used to be in 17.9 or maybe beyond done, because my HbA1c the first time was 10.8. That is quite high. Anyway, was it 10.8 or 11.8? I can't recall. So anyway, I called my mom. She was shocked. She was so shocked. Parents, and there I was like, this is the end of life, you know. I'm like, what now? Like, will I see next year? You know, there is this theory that rotates that you have diabetes. You know. So anyway, as I said, my sugars used to be high, and once I started taking the diamicron, the diamicron is a sulfonylurea drug, which works basically by stimulating your pancreas to release more insulin. And so there's a disclaimer: anyone taking drugs that are composed of sulfonylurea drugs, or anyone injecting insulin is at a risk of hypoglycemia. And so my doctors told me this. I was like, okay, fine. So once I took the drugs, oh my friend, let me tell you, my sugar dropped. So it dropped like 4 point something. You know that is not really low, but you know the body has not adjusted to the low sugar level. So it's shaking. My vision was blurred. I mean, I couldn't see well. I remember this time I was in the supermarket. I'm like trying to buy supper. So I'm there, ordered for some fish, and as he was wrapping it in, I felt myself shaking. I could see myself falling. Then I'm like, gosh, I'm in an open place. No one around here knows I'm diabetic. So if I collapse here and fall down, no one is going to know that they should give me sugar. And so, in order when you get into hypoglycemia, you're supposed to be given sugar or something sweet so it can raise your blood sugar, otherwise you'll get into a coma. And so I thought, and I'm like, no, this is not happening. I ran to the counter, I'm like, give me this switch, and she's like confused. I'm like, just give me this switch. I like tried to look for change, like coins, and I still remember I couldn't find them. They were somewhere in my pocket, but I couldn't find them. So I got out a 1,000 note, and I'm like, yeah, for that 2 bob, give me a switch. You can get the cash from that one, 1K. So I tried to unwrap the switch, telling you, my hands were shaking. I was sweating. You can imagine, as in, wow. So I finally managed to unwrap the switch and get it into my mouth. And then thereby I came back to life, and everyone is staring at me, and I'm like, I'm sorry guys, it's just my sugar. And now everyone was, you know, those instances where people look at you like, who's this guy? Then you're like, no, sorry guys, my sugar. And that guy like, oh, so sorry. And now they're all nice. I mean, people, stop pretending. Yeah, anyway, ignorance. So, anyway, I was used to these things. I used to sleep with sweets next to my bed because I'm a bachelor, I live alone. And so I decided to accept my condition, to own it. Once you own it, That's the first step, my friends. That's the first step to recovery. Because once you own what you've been dealt, it can only get better. So I got a gym membership, started working out. I eliminated starch from my diet, started feeling healthy, and voila, my HbA1c dropped from 11.8, yes, 11.8 to 6.3 in 3 months. So I'm like, no, I can do better than this. And God, of course, God is everything. And He's everything. I couldn't do it without Him. So the next HbA1c was 5.9. I'm like, Doc, I need to get off meds. So my doc is like, yeah, we're going to take you off meds, but we can't take you off the meds like once. So we reduced my dosage by half. So instead of taking 60 mg of the micron, I started taking 30 mg. So I took that for another 3 months. And then the doctor took me off medicine. And well, I try my best to like watch on my diet, become lazy nowadays, and become occupied. So exercise is not as much, but well, I try to check it in my diet. And so I'm praying God to help me to keep it stable. So why did I make this video? You may be out there, this I'm speaking to you. You feel discouraged, you feel like this is the end of life. You feel like you have no hope. You feel suicidal. It doesn't matter what kind of disease you have, whether it's chronic, whether it's AIDS, whether it's diabetes, whether it's cancer. I mean, there is always hope. Yeah. As long as you're breathing, there's always hope. And the first step to healing is accepting. And once you've accepted your condition, once you've owned it, don't be like, no, I refuse it, I reject it. No. Own it. I mean, there's a reason you've been dealt this. You have been assigned this mountain to show others that it can be moved. So you do not deny this mountain. You do not say that, no, it does not exist. No. You've been assigned this mountain to show guys, show other people in life that it can be moved. And so that's my last piece of word. Forgive my English. This is my first video, but I hope I've inspired you guys. So God bless you guys. Take care of yourself, exercise, eat healthy, and be responsible. Peace.